Hello everyone, this is Weather Dad. It's been a couple of weeks since my last video. Life happens sometimes, you just got to say, okay, take a break. But I am back and I would like to talk about frontal systems today. Before I do that, quick tropical update because yet again, a couple of weeks ago I had said that the tropics were quiet. They are proving me wrong. Those who have friends, family, relatives in Southeast, especially Florida, Georgia, know all about Hurricane Helene. Massive destruction, lots of wind damage, lots of flooding, devastating. She made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane, one of the strongest we've seen in a while. We also have out there right now Hurricane Isaac. He's floating around in the North Atlantic, going to be another fish storm, going to only bother the fishies, but interesting enough, could eventually affect Iceland as a post-tropical system. And we have Tropical Storm Joyce. She's also a fish storm, not going to do anything but bother the fishies, not going to affect anybody, probably just going to dissipate to nothing. And there are several areas of the National Hurricane Center has designated as invests. If you want to go back and watch my hurricane video, learn what an invest is and see where we can go from there. But now let's talk a little bit about frontal systems. These are the basic things that you're going to see on weather maps, whether you're watching your local news, national news, anything. Anytime someone's standing in front of a weather map, you're going to see frontal systems. Brief description of not all of them, brief description of the most important ones. First and foremost, you got a cold front. Cold fronts are designated on a weather map by a blue line with blue triangles. Those blue triangles point in the direction that the front is actually moving. With that brings a change of air. All fronts have differentiations of air masses behind them, in front of them. Cold front, especially in the summertime, can bring with it severe thunderstorms. Balance of nature, when the nature would like everything balanced out, you got warm, muggy, humid air ahead of a cold front. That cold front's coming in with colder, drier air behind it to balance it out. You usually get severe thunderstorms. Cold fronts in the wintertime also bring you your Arctic air, and these usually go from west to east. There are instances, especially in the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic parts of the United States, where they actually come from the north and move south. Those are called backdoor cold fronts. So with that, we're going to move on to a warm front, kind of the opposite of a cold front, if you really want to think about it that way. These are donated on a weather map by a red line with red semicircles. Those red semicircles point in the direction of the movement of the warm front. As the warm front approaches, usually not associated with a lot of precipitation, showery kind of weather. But behind that warm front, that's where you get your warm tropical air mass. Usually once the warm tropical air mass moves through, you're going to have a cold front come through eventually. Then we have what's called a stationary front. Stationary front is just like what it sounds. It's a front that does not move. Those are represented by alternating cold front triangles, warm front semicircle, cold front triangle, warm front semicircle. And again, those usually point in the direction of where it would be moving or where the cold front actually overtook the warm front. And along those lines is where you can get areas of low pressure developing. You get a system that can just move over that stationary front constantly. It's called the training effect. So imagine train tracks going down wherever. They're going to just keep shooting areas of low pressure right across that same area, and that's where you can get a lot of flash flooding. So stationary fronts basically don't move, but can create a lot of precipitation. The final one, it's called an occluded front. An occluded front is when a cold front overtakes a warm front. And what that basically means is the cold front is moving along, warm front's here, they kind of mesh together. It's a process called cyclogenesis, and that's donated with a purple line with alternating cold front symbol, warm front symbol, cold front symbol, warm front symbol, cold front symbol, but it's purple, and that's in the direction that the occluded front is moving. Usually you'll form stronger areas of low pressure on these frontal systems, and those could be associated with heavy precipitation, lots of rain, lots of flooding. Out in the oceans, when fronts become occluded, you can get tropical development as well. There are other symbols you see on weather maps. I won't go into them now. Maybe in a future date we'll talk about that. But those are the four basic fronts that you have on weather maps: cold front, warm front, stationary front, and occluded front. If you have any questions, any concerns, have anything else you'd like me to talk about, please feel free to let me know. Also, please like and subscribe. I enjoy doing this, and I'd like to continue doing it. Thank you very much. Have a great day.